guys, it's Pedro back with another interview covering Dreamhack Dallas 2024. For this occasion, I have here with me Nena, who again reached out to me for a quick interview during this convention. Really appreciate you taking the time, Nena. Well, first off, I just want to start out with the obvious. How are you taking into this convention?
I'm honestly just having a really good time. I was invited as a creator special guest. I usually come to Dreamhack to promote my stream and support the ladies of Counterstrike at ESL Impact.
So what have you been doing going into that? What have you been doing within the convention outside of just observing the games?
Yeah, so yesterday I was actually able to live stream some Counter-Strike from the Creator Hub. I got to talk and mix with some Counter-Strike players. Today I'm actually going to be doing an IRL stream from a cam backpack, so that'll be really cool. That and just connecting with indie games and developers and stuff like that.
For sure, for sure. And now, getting into how you got even started into gaming / esports, if you can give me like a quick walkthrough as to when did this whole career thing start for you?
Yeah. So actually, my dad got me into games when I was little. My dad's a huge gamer, and I've just been raised on games. I actually didn't get into Counter-Strike until I met my husband. He actually introduced me to the game. He used to kick my butt on the server. But I've always been interested in esports. I was huge in COD back in the day, so I've always kind of just been in and out since then. And then over the years, my content has shifted from Call of Duty over to Counter-Strike, and I just fell in love. And then I got to see ESL Impact live a couple years ago, and I said, that's it, this is what I want to do.
And so nowadays he's just covering Impact, all that stuff? So like literally from the jump to now?
So I still cover the actual men's games and stuff, but my main focus is watching the Impact games and supporting the women and what they do.
Yeah, for sure. Impact starting off for the past 2 years now, giving a good platform for women who want to compete in this game, and yeah, it's laid a pretty big effect onto the crowd, audience, people watching, everything else around that. But of course, to the talent, for yourself in particular, how much of an effect has it been just working in this side of CS for yourself, and also for the people that are watching your broadcast and watching these games?
Yeah, so honestly, it's helped me, connect with the women in esports more and help my community get open to it and shed some light into the women's scene and help really gain some traction. My content when it comes to ESL Impact is I really want to inspire more women who aren't, involved in esports yet to check out Counter-Strike. There are women's leagues out there, there are women's teams, and I really want them to get involved and help our scene grow.
And of course, I got to ask about, what do you feel has been the most difficult part in just trying to make that happen? What do you think are the biggest roadblocks that are affecting this scene from your point of view?
So from my point of view, it's basically just guys that are set in their ways when it comes to gaming still nowadays. A lot of men, not all guys, see gaming and Counter-Strike as just a guy's game. And it's really hard to, for some people to break that barrier, but slowly every day, we're pushing through, and the Impact scene and women in gaming and esports is growing.
Given all the things that you've been talking about within your career, what has been the most favorite part of just this whole process for you, as an individual, getting into that field in particular?
So for me, honestly, the best thing is just traveling and meeting people. I'm really big on trying to make friends. I need friends. But that's been the biggest thing for me. I never thought I'd be able to travel everywhere for events to see people. Last week I was just at MomoCon and I got to see people in Atlanta, and now I'm here in Dallas getting to meet people. So meeting new people and traveling, that's the biggest reward for me.
Out of curiosity, what were you like back in your early days, getting into to your childhood, if that's okay for me to ask? What were you like, just trying to formulate or find a path of life for you?
Yeah, so my life has always been, ever since I was little, very heavily around comic books and video games. And as I got older and, could afford to buy stuff for myself, game consoles and stuff, I realized, I'm really good at what I do. And I was just very lucky. When I first started creating content, I would go live from the Xbox, no camera, nothing like that, just my Xbox and my little $20 headset. and I've just been very fortunate that it's taken off for me and that I can do what I do. But as a kid, it was always being in front of a camera and playing video games and reading comics with my dad.
What about your parent support? You know, when you started notifying them about, you know, you getting into this field, what were their response like, and how have they kind of been supporting you in this whole time?
So my dad has always been my biggest supporter. It took my mom a couple years to like finally get in it and show me support. But from day one, when I got my Xbox and I told my dad I wanted to start trying to stream, he was like, you know, I'll always be there for you. Like, I got you. And even now, my dad, he shares like my business cards. Yeah, my dad shares my business cards with people at work. He's at almost every one of my streams. He tells everybody about my streams. My husband travels to these events for me. Like, he takes off of work to come support me. And I have a really good support system around me.
For sure, for sure. Do you have a side job? Like, do you have an occupation outside of just doing this? If so, what is it?
I actually do. So as of right now, I am the brand influencer manager for the gaming org Detonate. So that's really cool. I joined as a content creator and then branched off and got my first like esports job. So it's been pretty great.
For sure, for sure. What do you think has been the favorite part of just doing all this, you know, career-wise for you? You know, favorite moment, if you can pinpoint that, what would that be?
Honestly, it's gonna sound really cheesy, but meeting like all the pro players that I've met over the years, because like they inspire me when I play the game. So finally getting to like meet them in person, that's been like the most like mind-blowing, like rewarding thing in that aspect.
Favorite player? Who's your favorite player?
Okay, are we talking about Impact or like regular, like the guys scene? Because Impact, so it was Kelsey. She's no longer on FlyQuest Red. That's my girl. I love Kelsey. Shout out Kelsey. But I love Vanessa. I love all the girls on FlyQuest Red. They're great. Even Miss Harvey. I love Miss Harvey. And then current for guys, probably Nico. I'm gonna be real with you. Nico or Munisi. They're really cool.
Do you think G2 has a chance of winning IEM?
I sure the heck hope so. Stewie as the stand-in for Hooksy right now is NA's only hope. So come on, G-Stew, let's go. I hope so.
For sure, for sure. Now going into just the future, what do you kind of view as your ultimate goal, your end-all, be-all goal, the goal that you will say, once I do this, I'm good?
So honestly, I want to be in a position where I can be on the other side of the camera and give the interviews or be up on the desk and cast Impact. That would be a dream come true.
For sure, I understand that. In total, how long have you been doing this? You know, in working in esports, working in gaming, all of that stuff. And how long have you been doing this?
I'm coming up on year number 10. It's been a decade, and I feel like in the last couple years, I've really found my footing, and all of the grinding over the years has really come to where it needs to be. So I'm ready to go into year 11.
Out of curiosity, which is your favorite year that you've experienced? Year 1, 2, 3, so on.
So honestly, my favorite year is probably my first Dreamhack year. So 2020, what's the year? 2024? So 2021. It felt like this was like a step in the right direction. Dreamhack took a chance on me, having me come, and to be brought back every year. That showed that that year was like pivotal for me. So that's when I started in women's esports and stuff like that. So.
For sure, for sure. Given the fact that you've been going at it for 10 years, still going at it hard, still going at it as much as you want to do, what keeps you going as an individual? What motivates you to just continue to work hard and just continue to build a path, not just for yourself, but for also everyone else around Impact scene and also CS and everything else that you want to cover?
So honestly, I love what I do. It doesn't feel like a job to me. It's just like I wake up and get to do this, and it's humbling, and it's just the passion of loving what I do, honestly.
Really appreciate you taking the time, Nena, for making this all happen, doing this interview with me. You got any final words to share for anyone in the world?
support ESL Impact. The women's scene is insane. It's like the greatest thing out there. Support ESL Impact, support the women's teams, and girls, if you're watching, women, female presenting, anybody, don't be afraid to reach out to somebody and start your career in gaming and esports.
For sure. Thank you so much, Nena, for taking the time. I really do appreciate it. And